So if I understand this right, blue can just pay mana to draw cards.
Correct.
And green draws cards by playing huge creatures.
Correct.
And red draws cards by discarding.
Correct.
And black draws cards through losing life.
Correct.
Oh, so white draws cards through gaining life.
No,
Okay, so how does white draw cards?
they don't.
Okay, so besides my silly sketch, there's a lot of truth to what was said. In each color, they have different ways to draw cards. Or that's how it should work, but we have examples of Concentrate and Harmonize. Concentrate makes sense, we pay mana to draw cards, but with Harmonize, it's the exact same thing. 2 generic mana and 2 colors of mana, it's a sorcery, and still 3 cards are being drawn. All that to say, green is very powerful and probably the most powerful color in Commander. Green not only draws cards for mana, but for enchantments, having huge creatures, casting creatures, when someone targets our creatures, or we can even pay life to draw cards. Oh, but I thought black paid life to draw cards. Well, they do, and so does green. When our creatures die, we draw cards. Another thing black does really well. Okay, enough hate on green. It's super powerful, but something needs to be done. Magic the Gathering is all about each color having their own thing they do great. And they also have weaknesses. White focuses on peace, law, and equality. Blue focuses on knowledge, deceit, and being cautious. Black focuses on power, death, and sacrifice. Red focuses on freedom, emotions, and being impulsive. And finally, green focuses on nature, wildlife, and being connected. We see white specializes in card draw when it comes to creatures, but only if the creatures are power 2 or less. And that makes sense. White produces a lot of creatures, and they're usually having low power and toughness. We can see this with white making a lot of 1/1 soldiers. White can draw cards from enchantments, but if we add green to the mix, card draw from enchantments gets really good. So by mixing colors, we get more benefits. For the color white, there's not a lot of card draw options. I understand white looks for equality, and this can cause players to be set back. We can use cards to limit other players' card draw and hopefully be able to catch up, but ultimately there needs to be more options. Maybe if we gain 3 life at the end of each end step we could draw a card. Well, white is all about life gain. If we have artifacts that promote life gain, why not just have white specialize in that? Those are my thoughts. Blue is a very powerful color. If we look at the power 9, all the spells that are colored are blue. You can pay 1 blue to draw 3 cards or make an opponent draw 3, but it's banned or limited in most formats, thankfully. So again, we pay mana to draw cards or we meet a certain requirement. Dealing damage is a great way to draw cards in blue. Casting instants and sorceries, tapping wizards, which is a very popular creature in its color, caring about if our opponents are playing spells, sort of what white should be all about, due to the equality factor, but still, if you don't pay mana, blue gets to draw cards. So again, another taxing theme to it, which white does very well. For the color blue, it makes sense with what it's trying to do. Gaining all this knowledge or drawing cards is very important to the color, and it does this very well. It dips a little into what I believe white should be doing, taxing our opponents whenever they do something to get ahead of us, but overall, it's a great way just to straight draw cards. When black tries to draw cards, you'll see that there's a price, usually sacrificing our creatures or paying life. Whatever it takes to gain knowledge. Greed is really a perfect word to describe this color. Black has a lot of risk when it comes to it. The possibility of winning can become easy to grasp if you're willing to pay the price. The color just makes sense, doing whatever it takes to win, and it does it well. Playing red is like a drug or an adrenaline rush when it comes to drawing cards, always wanting to move on to the next thing. We see this with discarding cards to get a new 7, or discarding a small amount to hopefully get something. This can be risky, which explains why it's next to the color black. Colors that are beside each other share common themes or common interests. They're not exactly alike, but you can see the similarities. Red is all about here and now. Passion is a great way to describe this color. And finally, there's green, probably the most powerful color right now. We see that it focuses on enchantments being a way to draw cards, and again, if paired with white, we get even more options. If we play creatures, no matter how big or small, we get to draw cards. We draw cards when our creatures die. This is a very creature-oriented color. We pay life to draw cards, we draw cards when we deal combat damage. Green does a lot of what each color should be doing. Each color is able to draw cards, but sadly their needs are not being met. White needs more card draw, and it's hard to play a color that lacks this essential part of Magic. I'll leave you here with this final thought. If one color can do everything, why play anything else? Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so when you go to purchase your cards through TCG Player. When you use my affiliate code, you're supporting this channel and it doesn't cost you anything to do so. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a great opportunity to do so. Each month there will be a Patreon exclusive sleeve that you can receive for free and free shipping. You can also see your name at the end of these videos, so thank you to Bookin' with Noah and Caleb M for being $10 patrons. I hope you enjoyed the altar sleeve that was the Mango Soul Ring. The art was done by the Dinklist or Johnny. Thank you for working with me on this sweet project. Be sure to comment down below what you think of this video and subscribe for more Mango content. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.